Beam Light Sauna is celebrating its official grand opening and ribbon cutting with the greater West Bloomfield community. The event will take place on Thursday, May 28th at 5 p.m. at the new West Bloomfield location on Orchard Lake Road. Attendees can learn about the benefits of light sauna therapy and how it supports relaxation, recovery, wellness, and self-care routines. Here to tell us more about the business and the grand opening celebration is Mike Bergmann, the owner of Beam Light Sauna West Bloomfield. Mike, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me on.
Of course. You've got a lot to be proud of yourself. This is a great business, a great grand opening coming soon. What does this grand opening and ribbon cutting mean for your team and the business?
Yeah, I think it's just exciting to be like, hey, we're officially open. We're open to the community. There's a lot that goes into obviously starting up a new business. And, we've had a couple months here to get the kinks out, meet all of our founding members, and, really see how it's impacting people's lives, which is exciting to see. So this is kind of like that next step of like, hey, we're moving into, our everyday operations. Our team's been just spectacular and just making everyone welcome in the studio. So it's just kind of like a big, kind of line in the sand and like something we can like look back on those last year and a half and be proud of like how this all started and, finding the location in West Bloomfield. So just like super excited about having the whole team and just, working together to just help people improve their lives is really the big thing with the grand opening.
Like you said, a year and a half of hard work has all led to right now and this big moment for you and your business. For those unfamiliar, what exactly is a light sauna and how does it differ from a traditional sauna experience?
Yeah, so we have one right behind me. So it's really, it comes down to, from the kind of science standpoint, it's, the difference between your traditional sauna where there's a centralized heat source and that's gradually warming the air and then gradually warming your body. The heat source is a little bit different. So it's infrared light. So, there's a whole spectrum of the light and a lot of it's really beneficial to us. The sun radiates all of it, but we kind of condense that really beneficial parts in the infrared light to really the heat comes from generating from the infrared heaters. It penetrates your body much more deeply. So instead of having to be in that really nice, a really hot sauna of like 180 degrees. We have a nice, comfortable, private setting that you can enjoy. We set them at 140, but beyond just the heat of the room, you're getting those light waves that are penetrating your body and helping you to detox, helping your circulation, helping you relieve that joint pain and back pain that a lot of people are experiencing just based on how we, live our everyday lives. So, I think the biggest difference are just the level of comfort that you can achieve in there. And, we have the nice private setting as well. So I think that's a big differentiator for, people who just aren't maybe comfortable being in a gym sauna or something like that. So adding a new technology to it.
It sounds like you still gain a lot of the same experiences that you would get from a traditional sauna experience. So that is great and very appealing for a lot of people in the community. What would you say are some of the biggest health and wellness benefits people can experience through light sauna therapy?
Yeah, I think it's, we like to break it down into like 6 core benefits. One of the biggest reasons people come is to relieve pain. So you kind of have those immediate benefits of relieving pain, stress relief. Longer term, it's more of like that building the immunity. So you're building some of that heat shock. You're getting your metabolism building. So you're building your circulation. So there's a lot of cardio benefits. So, in the short term, I really view it as, hey, we're reducing stress almost immediately because we're balancing out our cortisone, which is something that just everyone needs. We just have so many we have information flowing at us at 1,000 miles an hour, and it's just a lot for our nervous system. So taking that time to just relax and have your body and your nervous system calm down is kind of that short-term benefit along with pain relief. But then those longevity benefits of, there's a lot of studies out there of, reduced Alzheimer risk, reduced all-cause mortality because you are getting better metabolism and circulation throughout your whole body. And those are a lot of the key things that, slow people down in their everyday lives. So really just helping people live more vibrantly in their lives every day. And that's the overall goal.
I mean, that's definitely what we're looking for here in Greater West Bloomfield. A lot more of these options to help people with their wellness, help people just feel better on a day-to-day basis. Now, Mike, why was West Bloomfield the right community for this new location for Beam?
Yeah, I mean, so it's privately owned. I live locally, not too far away in a neighboring city, and my wife grew up shopping at actually the exact same location at back when this was the shoe store. A few years ago when she was back in high school and shopping for shoes. So we've been in the community, certainly nearby, and I think you just see, there's obviously a demand for the health and the fitness in this community. It's a community that takes it seriously. I mean, you can see it with all the different boutique fitness centers that are here. So I think that's a big component of it. But also just even being in the community, over the last 6 months or so, you just see, the welcomingness of everyone. Everyone's just trying to help each other out. It's also just a small business community, right? West Bloomfield doesn't have, these huge, you got to go down to Southfield or, Farmington to get some of those larger businesses. So, it's been a really nice, tight knit, small business community that is very focused on health, both from like an exercise standpoint, but also a lot of other resources out there that people are very serious about their health and well-being here. And I think that's a big draw to why we're here, and hopefully can add on to that and get more ingrained in the community.
Well, absolutely. I'm sure the community is very, very happy to have you now as a part of it. For those just joining us on the Splash Live, I'm talking with Mike Bergmann, the owner of Beam Light Sauna West Bloomfield, which is going to be having its grand opening event on Thursday, May 28th at their new location along Orchard Lake Road. Now, Mike, what can guests expect if they attend the grand opening celebration on May 28th?
Yeah, so we're actually doing a grand opening ribbon cutting on May 28th, where we'll have tours and have members and people in the community. And then we're also on top of that on Saturday, May 30th, kind of continuing our grand opening weekend. So from 10 to noon, we're actually doing trial sessions. So you can come in, we'll do a shortened, complimentary red light session, shortened sauna session. And really what we want people to, one, just awareness that we're here. I think a lot of people have heard of the benefits of red light or sauna, but maybe didn't have a resource that's in a comfortable place that they can do it. Someone's just being comfortable with, hey, let's see the facility, see how beautiful it is, meet the team and how welcoming they are. I mean, they just do a spectacular job of just making everyone at home. Just kind of meet everyone and get a quick little feel for, maybe just a brief minute of stress relief, and kind of see how that can potentially help them as they continue to move forward. So, I think it's just a big, hey, we're here, come see our facilities, take a little bit of that unknown away, and, feel a very welcoming team, I think is really our main goals. And we're excited to continue to get more people in and know who we are.
Hey, I think even that brief minute of stress relief can still do wonders for you in the long run, Mike. I got a couple more questions before we wrap things up. How important has the growth of wellness-focused businesses like this one become in communities like West Bloomfield?
I think it's huge. I mean, I think in West Bloomfield, you see, there's a lot of, whether it's the Pilates studios or the other fitness studios, or even those that are coming up that are, helping people balance their hormones. I think in the last several years, there's just been a much more knowledge, publicly known for people to kind of help their preventative health. We want to help people be healthy before they get sick. And I think that's really a big focus of a lot of the studios that we're in right now. And, that we're working on partnering with, whether it's, Body 20 with their EMS training, who I know has been on the show before, or Lyft, who's doing personal training. There's just a lot of resources out there. So I think it's just pivotal to help that preventative health and help people just live better lives before they get to the point where they are sick. And, it's just harder to go backwards at that point.
I mean, you're absolutely right. A lot of great resources available within Greater West Bloomfield. A lot of people, like you just said, that you could partner with, help to drive this message of wellness all throughout the community. Mike, it's amazing to see. Last question before we let you go. Looking ahead, beyond your grand opening and your ribbon cutting event, what are your long-term goals for becoming involved within the Greater West Bloomfield community?
Yeah, that's something we're really already working on. And I feel like the ribbon cutting is almost like hey, what do we do to continue to grow in the community? One thing that we're focused on in the next month is to come bring some of these, kind of just promote movement and health. And, we'll have a Pilates instructor here, actually that grand opening weekend, who's going to bring some of her team. So, and we can expose our members to them and they can expose their members to us. So, we're going to have a yoga teacher. Tammy at Shanti Yoga is going to come in and do a session. So, kind of promoting that health and wellness. But, the other thing is, we were at one of the local schools with our portable red light on Teacher Appreciation Week. So, that's where I have a little bit more passion is around hey, the children and how can we somehow be beneficial there? And, that's a big piece of it. I've got a 7, 5, and 3-year-old. So it's hey, we can somehow help them once we get going or, make them a little more aware of movement and how important that is in our lives. I think that's something that we would love to, partner with other businesses to help with. And I think that's a key, right?
Absolutely is, and we can't wait to see just everything that you're able to accomplish here within the community and your continued goals in spreading these fitness and these wellness treatment plans everywhere you go. Mike, thank you so much for joining us today here on The Splash Live.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your time.